Hi there, welcome to Peaq Wyckoff Technical Analysis Express session. And if you're new to my sessions, here are the key takeaways, 3 of them you can expect from my sessions. Now, let's start with the weekly chart of Peaq. So, first thing first, we're still within the accumulation cycle from the big picture perspective. And similar to previous sharing, the percentages or the probability remains where there's a slight chance for Peaq to come lower than even the red key level of 6 cents to show us a spring, while horizontal continuous test has the highest chance among the 3. The 30% remaining goes to the price going up to at least the yellow key level and maybe the green, meaning 0.14 and 0.17 to show us a sign of strength. So that's the backdrop of Peaq. While the entire market seems to be going up and down every 2 to 3 days. If we get to the daily chart, we'll see that after the early October period with higher volume, we're back to a period of relatively lower volume, but not as low as the middle of the year when that particular 2 to 3 months of accumulation was happening. Right now, what we have over here are 2 potential scenarios, both in accumulation. One, the yellow scenario, that we have gone through almost 2 weeks of preliminary support period, meaning this entire block of horizontal trading. Alright? And what happened on Tuesday, November the 4th, was the selling climax. Alright? And then, now what we are seeing may potentially be automatic rally. So that's one scenario. The other scenario is that the selling climax has already happened during mid-October. Likewise for the automatic rally. We also have the second test and sign of strength. All happened within October. What happened right now, just a few days back, that can possibly be a spring, meaning a lower point like this one back in September, beginning of September, that's lower than the selling climax. That's why in the beginning I said, there is a chance for this candle to close somewhere near the 6 cents. Not that it hasn't reached that point, because from the weekly chart we see a wick, but from here we see actually 2 to 3 candles actually closed very close to that 6 cents level. So if that really is the spring, we hope to see sign of strength reappearing. Alright, that's the green one. Let's take out the red. For the yellow, however, it may come down for more tests. I don't want this, but so that's a second test, not a but. Alright, so what can happen is after the automatic rally, it can come down for a second test. The key here is that what the price is going to do within this downward channel box or air hockey table. You see how the price bounces like a puck between the 2 edges as well as the center line. So what's key over here is that over the past few days, especially these 2 days, whenever the price passes the bottom edge of the previous upward channel box, it's being rejected back to below that particular line. Alright? If that continues towards this point, you see it has to either break outside of this current downtrend, in order to go up or go sideways, or it's going to bounce off and continue with the downtrend and eventually potentially showing us a lower point. So that's going to be key. That's a date pointing towards next Friday, November the 14th. So when this continues, there is a chance that it breaks outside of this downward channel, in a few days time. Not saying on this exact day, I mean any time from now till then, it can break above outside of this downtrend. Alright, but then it has to go higher for the price if it breaks out sooner. And eventually, if it continues, if it doesn't break towards outside of the box by next Friday, another time point is by November 24th, 25th. That's the other chance it's going to break outside or actually go lower than the 6 cents level, the red key level. Alright? So in a week or two's time, there are two different breakout opportunities. If the big guys, the composite man or the whales, prefers not to play with Peaq and let it drop further, that's a possibility. Okay, so don't expect 6 cents is the lowest point. I mentioned there is a chance for it to go deeper. Thanks for joining me for Peaq session today.